Hi everybody, today for our math problem we're going to be working more with area, and I have two problems here for you that I want you to look at. It says two fourth graders started solving the same problem in two different ways. Can you figure out what problem they are solving? Identify and complete the models they used to solve the problem. So you can see one started, this is like a ratio table. And over here is an array. And I want you to kind of pause the video and just look at these two ways that they're solving it and see if you can find any similarities to the two problems. Once you pause the video and figure that out, then come back and look at the explanation. So when I look at the problems, I see that both problems have 3 and 450 in them. They're just done a little bit differently. I look here and I see 1 times 5 is 5, 3 times 5 is 15. I can also look diagonally. 3 times 5 is 15, 3 times 10 is 30. So I can look at that diagonally. But I need to get to 450. So I think I'm going to set up my ratio table a little bit differently and go 1 times 50, and then I would do 3 times 50, or 3 times 50 down here would be, 3 times 50 would be 150. And I'm going to go up by 50 and do 100 here. Whoops. 100 there. And then I know 1 times 100 is 100. 3 times 100 is 300. And then I'm going to go up by 50 one more time and see if I get closer to 450. So I've got 150, and then 3 times 150 is going to be 450. 450, like that. Okay, and then I look at this array and I see 3 times 100 is 300. And then I know these two boxes have to equal 450. So I'm going to say 450 minus 300. I know this is going to be 150 here, or I can look up at my ratio table. And then I have to think, okay, 3 times what is going to be 150? And I can see right here in this ratio table that that is 50 right here, 50. So now I've got both of these solved. So I'm trying to think, okay, what was the division problem when this answer right here was missing and this answer right here was missing, but they gave me 450. So I know I have 450 and I know I have 3. So I know that this is probably a division problem, because if it had all these numbers on the top of the array, then I would know it was multiplication. But because I have missing numbers, I know it's division. So here's a way you can easily write the problem that they're solving. Instead of using the text box, you can take your finger and actually just write on your screen. If I go, I would have to go to drawing, and I just do black, and I can do 450 divided by 3 equals 150. That's what the problem is asking me. And the quotient is 150. So this is the quotient. So this isn't great handwriting, but at least it is a little bit easier way than doing the text box, and I can still see your work and it will share your annotations. So number 3 says a certain rectangle has an area of 252 square meters. This rectangle is 7 meters wide. How long is it? So I'm going to go ahead and do my shape here and put my shape in right here. I'm not going to worry about that little square. And I know that the rectangle is 7 meters wide. So I'm going to put 7 over here, and I can draw that if I want with my finger, or I can use a text box. So I'm going to use a text box and just do 7 over here. And then I know my area is 250. So I'm going to put 250 right there. I'm not sure why it's doing this, but sometimes you just have to mess around with it. So now my question is here. This is the question. What is in this box, in this side? What's the side? So I have to figure out the missing number. So I know this is not multiplication because I have a missing number. So my problem is going to be 252 divided by what? Divided by 7 equals what? So 252 divided by 7 equals what? So I can use an array or a ratio table to solve this problem. So I'm going to put in a square right here, like this. It's not great, but I want to make it a little bit different than the square they're going to give me. I'm going to draw that. So that's going to be my area model, which for me is a little bit easier to do. So I'm going to do a text box, and I know that 7 is going to be here. And I'm going to separate 252 out. So I kind of know that I'm going to think about my multiplication tables and what is going to be closest to 7 times 25. And I know that might be 7 times 3, which is 21. So I'm going to put 210 right here. There, and I'm going to put 42 here, and that will equal this 252. So 7 times what is 210? That would be, trying to get my text box in, that would be 30. And then 7 times what is 42? That would be 6. Okay, so then when I add 210 and 42 together, I know that's 252. So when I look at this, what is my missing number? I'm going to draw this so it's a little bit easier. I'm going to add 30. 30 plus 6 equals 36. So I know that my answer would be 36. So here's my equation, and my answer is 36. And I also know that 7 times 36 equals 252. So I can check my answer by knowing that, okay? So today in your work, you're going to have to show an array or a ratio table, whichever is easiest for you to show when you're solving area and using division as the operation instead of multiplication. Okay, so hopefully that helps. I know it's a little clunky right now with Cami, but we're all going to get easier. Even myself, it's going to get easier, and I'll get better at presenting. So have a great day.